Welcome to the kitchen renovation with Carl and Mike. Today we're going to first fix the kitchen electrically and tear some walls out. So come through and we'll show you what we're going to do. So we've taken off this first bit of the old splashback at the corner over here. So we have to run some plumbing into the laundry and new electrical outlets above the bench top and another one below for the microwave. So today we're going to pull off all of this white tile, bring the oven out, bring the fridge out. This whole wall has to come off. These water outlets have to go down further for the new sink that we're doing. And we have to add in a new water outlet above the stove. And yeah, let's get started. We'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to use this multi-tool. I'll just chop out the gyprock. You can either use a gyprock saw or multi-tool. I prefer the multi-tool because it's less work. So. Now, safety first. When we're pulling off this section of wall, I pull off the gyprock with the tile. Now what's stopping me is the power point is going to be fixed to a gyprock bracket or a power point bracket in on the wall stud. So I'm going to test for the circuit, and I'm going to go isolate this power circuit. And we're just going to double check that the circuit's off. Now I'm just going to isolate all the power circuits in the property just because they're on one common RCD. And so now we've isolated the power circuits on the subboard. We just want to double check the circuit has no power. Yeah, we're good. Just double check the other side. I'm happy with that. So now we're just going to pull this off and blue point the cable. Okay, we've got the power point off now. I can throw some blue points on there.
What is blue point?
So I'm pretty sure the original name was Blue Point. I think it was made by Clipsal. And they were blue, but now they come in a variety of different colours. So yeah, these are clear points. So this house was built in 1998. So we've got a solid core copper cable instead of multi-stranded. Only the earth is multi-stranded. So we're just gonna chuck some blue points on these conductors and the earth. Just give them a little bit of a tape up whilst we are pulling this wall off. It's just going to ensure we don't damage any of the wiring in behind the wall, because we can be quite rough with the wall, so we don't want to damage the wiring, even though I can fix it quite easily. We can get it done. We're just gonna, just in case we have to have the electricity back on, we'll tape the blue points as well. It just gives them a bit more security, just in case, because they're a solid core conductors. What can happen is they can bend and break off, and if they weren't taped together, that can leave us with a live conductor. So just especially on just a bit more security. Get that other power point taken off. Do the same thing again. Let's double check. Test for dead. This circuit also has a separate fan switch in it for the exhaust fan that's in the roof. So we have to ensure that they're both on the same circuit when we take it off, otherwise there could be another circuit thing that that switch in the center of the power point. So I'm just going to rip this off, blue point this side as well. Alrighty, now I've isolated the circuits, blue pointed and taped the power circuit that was supplying the kitchen. The only thing is I have no power for my multi-tool anymore. So what I'm going to do is just flick that RCD back on, get some power back, and just ensure I'm really careful not to dig in too deep and damage any of those cables. So just return. Now what we're going to go through is we don't want to go too deep whilst cutting through the gyprock. We only really want to go through about 10. The gyprock wall sheet's around 10 mil thick. We have to go 11 mil just to get through the paper. So I find a really good technique, and I'll just show you, is I slightly have the multi-tool on a slight angle, and I can really judge how far my depth is going through, because I don't really want to dig into the wall studs either, which can really affect the structural integrity of the wall. So we just want to nick through the gyprock. That way we can pull out the tile with the gyprock and put our new wiring in and slap on a new section. I'm going to finish off this and we'll return when it's cut back. So now I've gone right around the outside of the splashback, right through the gyprock. Now the gyprock is affixed to the wall with nails and also stud adhesive, but a lot of people don't realise the nails don't really do a lot of the holding. It's actually the stud adhesive. So what we have to do is just give it a bit of a firm pull back, and it should just pop right off. So I'm just going to hold it around there. Recommend wearing safety glasses. But looks like we're going one tile at a time. See, and that's why we don't go too deep with our multi-tool. There was a water pipe running down exactly behind the gyprock there. So lucky we didn't nick that and cause a water leak. So yeah, now we have to just remove all of these nails. That was the stud adhesive holding that piece of gyprock on. So let's go through and take the rest off. So what I'm actually going to do is keep this power point here and also add another one in up higher above the fridge, so that way we can get the fridge in closer to the wall once we've done that. But we actually have to remove all of this splashback, as we can't tile over it, and the tile adhesive, if we just pull the tiles off, it would damage it all. So I think we have to slightly change, add in a oven isolator behind the splashback, and also more power points. So I've got my helpers here, but they may not have any.
Mummy, where's the plums? They up there, darling.
Up where?
Can you see? Can you see on the table?
Alright, so yes. Alrighty, we're just taking this old range hood off now. These just have a couple of Phillips head screws mounted onto the wall. We're moving to a built-in range hood, which is going to be in the new overhead cupboards. And it's going to match this cooktop here, this stove. So these have two locking Phillips head screws that go into the wall, and they also have two notched Phillips head screws that allow you to just slightly have them on there. That should just lift up and off and out. There we go. Like so. It's still in perfect working order, but it's not going to serve this kitchen anymore. So now we've the splashback is quite unconventional because it's tiled right up to the cornice. So essentially we have to remove all of this gyprock, but it allows me to get in nice and high up to add a power point in for the overhead cupboards, supply for the LED light strip and range hood. So yeah, we've got more multi-tooling, cutting all this out. I've cut this one out. But I think I'm going to have to pull this wall off first, just because the tile is overlapping this section of wall. So we have to remove all of this and really be careful on depths. As you've seen before, we almost hit that water pipe as it was resting on the back of the gyprock. So whenever you're cutting into a wall, be super careful and just make sure you know where all your isolation valves are for gas, water, and electricity. Ideally, we're going to isolate the gas, as we're not going to be, I think it comes from underneath the house anyway, so I think we're fine with the gas, but the power may come in from the roof. So, yeah. Got all the splashback removed. Now I just have to remove this section of gyprock, as we have to change the water outlets down lower because we're putting in a farmhouse sink. Usually this would be a good height, but there's a smaller base cupboard, so we have to put those down further and actually add some extra water lines in for the laundry.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna quickly buzz this section of gyprock off. It's a little bit damaged and not looking the best anyway, so it's probably good to replace it. And also this window ledge, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the ledge at this stage, but we'll just remove this section and potentially get another window. Still undecided about what we're gonna do. If we're gonna increase the size of the window or just keep it the same, or just put a new one in. So yeah, all the splashbacks removed. I can now add in all my circuits, remove all these nails, and we're almost ready to first fix the new power points and oven circuit. So there's been a last minute decision to change the window. So I think the plan is to change it to a cedar bifold. So at the moment we have a 1500 wide window here. We're gonna go to a 2400 by 1200 bifold cedar window that we can open fully up. So eventually when we do some landscaping outside, it'll be a lot nicer. So I think the plan is that will be the rough sort of width of the new window. We'll center it in the wall, same as that window. So with the sink having the ability to open it fully up, I think we'll tie into the front yard. And as you can see, we've got the roundabout and everything in the front yard. So yeah, I think it's going to tie in to the outside a lot more. And hopefully there's no flies.